Deputy Founder Acharya, Savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Ashtotar Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय. नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय. पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय. भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय. सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय. श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की जय. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय. श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय. शील प्रभुपाद की जय. शील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसलेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 7, Text 14. Ashesha Sanklesha Shamam Vidhatte Shamam Vidhatte Gunanuvada Shravanam Murarehe. Kim va punastacharanaaravinda paraga sevaratiratmalabdha ashesha sanklesha shamam vidhatte gunanuvada shravanam murarehe. Kim va punastacharanaaravinda paraga sevaratiratmalabdha ashesha sanklesha shamam vidhatte gunanuvada shravanam murarehe. Kim va punastacharanaaravinda paraga sevaratiratmalabdha ashesha sanklesha sevaratiratmalabdha ashesha sanklesha shamam vidhatte gunanuvada shravanam murare. Kim va punastacharanaaravinda परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादश्रवणं मुरारेः किं वा पुनस्तशरणारविन्द परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा। माताजी अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादश्रवणं मुरारेः किं वा पुनस्तश्चरणारविन्द परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा अशेषसङ्क्लेशशमं विधत्ते गुणानुवादात् श्रवणं मुरारेः। गुणानुवादश्रवणं मुरारेः किं वा पुनस्तश्चरणारविन्द परागसेवारतिरात्मलब्धा। अशेष unlimited, sanklesha miserable conditions, samam cessation, vidhate can perform, gunanuvada of the transcendental name, form, qualities, pastimes, entourage and paraphernalia etc. of the transcendental name, form, qualities, pastimes, entourage and paraphernalia etc. Shravanam, hearing and chanting. Murarehe, of Murari, Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Kimva, what to speak of. Punaha, again. Tat, his. Charanaravinda, lotus feet. Paragaseva, to the service of the flavorful dust. Ratihi, attraction. Atmalabdha, those who have gained such self-achievement. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Simply by chanting and hearing of the transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. Therefore, what to speak of those who have attained attraction for serving the flavor of the dust of the Lord's lotus feet? Purport. Two different methods for controlling the material senses are recommended in the Vedic scriptural wisdom. One of them is the process of jnana, or the path of philosophical understanding of the Supreme Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. The other is that of direct engagement in transcendental loving devotional service of the Lord. Of these two most popular methods, the path of devotional service is recommended here as the best because one on the path of devotional service does not have to wait for the attainment of the fruitive results of pious activities or for the results of knowledge. The two stages of executing devotional service are: first, the stage of practicing devotional service with our present senses under the regulations of the recognized scriptures, And second, attaining sincere attachment for serving the particles of the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. The first stage is called sadhana bhakti or devotional service for neophyte, which is rendered under the direction of a pure devotee. And the second stage is called raga bhakti, in which the mature devotee automatically takes on the various services of the Lord out of sincere attachment. The great sage Maitreya now gives the final answer to all the questions of Vidura. Devotional service to the Lord is the ultimate means to mitigate all miserable conditions of material existence. The path of knowledge or that of mystic gymnastics may be adopted as a means for the purpose, but unless mixed with bhakti or devotional service, they are unable to award the desired result. By practicing sadhana bhakti, one may gradually rise to the point of raga bhakti, and by performing raga bhakti in loving transcendental service, one can even control the supreme powerful Lord. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते तप्तकांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So I seek blessings of all devotees so that I can speak something glorifying Lord for all of your pleasure and for my purification. So we are at a point wherein Maitreya Muni is giving kind of a action, point of action to Vidura of his questions after explaining about Virat Rupa and everything. Is now saying what to be done. In Srila Prabhupada's lectures, towards the end, if we see, generally 4-5 sentences are to go, what to do now. Okay, after hearing this, so same way in this verse is like this, wherein he is saying what to do and what is to be done. Simply by chanting and hearing of a transcendental name, form, etc. of the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, one can achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. What we have to do is that just simply chant and hear. So today we will see 2 points, not more. Why we should chant and hear and how to do that. And then we'll actually hear some beautiful pastimes. Okay. The first one, why to hear, right? In Bhagavatam 10th canto, it says, Nivrittatashe rupagiyamana bhavo shudachotra manobhiramat ka uttama shloka gunanuvadat puman virajjena vina pashugnat. Why we should hear? Because it says that The description of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. So why we should hear? Because it is a medicine. What is disease? Birth, old age, disease, death. Punarapi jananam, puranapi mananam. So because we are in this material world, suffering birth and death, to get out of it, the solution is hearing. And what we should hear? Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And how to hear? In Parampara system. See, Bhagavatam, like Shukadeva Goswami, all the acharyas are really perfect. They don't leave any leeways or any loopholes. Because, like in other place, it is said that the glorifications of Lord spoken by Mayavadis, they are like milk touched by a serpent. So it clearly mentions from whom we should hear, from in the Parampara system, which is conveyed from the disciple of from spiritual master to disciple. Such glorifications is relished by those no longer interested in false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Is another condition. We can see if the professional speakers, if they are doing just for money's sake, then they don't fit this criteria of Bhagavatam. This is first. Another place, there are actually so many references about, again and again, like if something has to be repeated, like, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, eva kevalam kalor nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyatha, right? So why 3 times holy name of the Lord, holy name of the Lord, holy name of the Lord? There is no other way, no other way, no other way, to stress, right? So we'll also see 3 references from Bhagavatam, but it is stressing. So one we just saw. Second one, this discussion Maitreya and Vidura continues, and then the pastime of Devahuti and Kardama, it revealed. So when Kapil Dev is born, there again, and Mother Devahuti is asking question. Kapil Dev speaks a beautiful verse. He says, Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti ritkarna rasayana katha tajjoshanadashvapavarga vartmani shraddharatir bhaktiranushkramishyati. That in the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begin. So again, the importance is given to hearing in association of devotees. Yesterday, His Grace Navina Nirada Prabhu, he was mentioning beautiful point. He mentioned that he was not so happy to hear that many places there were no Bhagavatam classes because everything is on the net. But then again, in the internet there are so many things. If we are not properly trained, if we are not properly rooted in Srila Prabhupada's books, we may tend to do selective hearing. Oh, I like Mahabharata. I like how Dushyasana tried to disrobe Draupadi. I like, gambling match. And I'll just hear that. So one devotee had nicely compared. He said, Srila Prabhupada's lectures and Srila Prabhupada books, they are like staple diet. Rice, dal, sabji, Every day we need that for our sustenance. And all this extra Mahabharata, Ramayana, they are good, but they are like, chips or pizza once in a while. So, again, the point is, we have to hear in association, in parampara, then only the hearing will be effective. Another reference, Kunti Maharani, she prays, Shrunvanti gayanti gunanti bhikshnashaha smaranti nandanti tavehi tam janaha taeva pashyanti chirena tavakam bhava pravaho paramam padambujam. O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop repetition of birth and death. So, in all these verses which we saw, the common point is the real problem is birth, death, cycle of birth and death, and the solution is to hear the glories and pastimes of Lord in parampara, in association of devotees. So this is the first point where which and Srila Prabhupada also in detail is mentioning about sadhana bhakti and raganuga bhakti. That first we should follow in the regulative principles. Like Srila Prabhupada has made it crystal clear, no doubt. 4 regulative principles: no meditating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and chanting 16 round daily, serving in Srila Prabhupada's movement in the mood of humble servant. Very clear. If we do that, then what happens? The test develops to hear. And then there are so many nectarian pastimes. Now Balaram Jayanti is coming, right? So we'll see few pastimes of Krishna Balaram. So when Krishna and Balaram appeared, so Balaramji appeared before. It was like so Acharyas mentioned that Balaramji, when he appeared, he was not crying or laughing. He was pretty silent. But whenever Yashoda Mata used to come near Balaramji, he used to smile, and make some sound, because Krishna was in Yashoda Mata's womb that time. And when Krishna appeared, Balaramji became full-fledged, active, and always in a mood of serving. And how that when they were small, they used to catch hold of calf's tail, and then the calf used to run, and both of Krishna Balaram used to get dragged in the mud in the whole Goshala of Nanda Maharaj, and everybody used to have fun, and they also used to have fun as kids. So they were always partner in even butter thief. Always they used to be teamed together and do all mischief, right? So after this Damodar Leela, Krishna was caught. So when Balaramji came after some time, Krishna said, "Hey, brother, release me." So initially Balaramji teased, but then he said, "Okay, I'll release you." So as soon as he goes near, Yashoda Mata sees, and they said, "Hey Balaram, what are you doing?" Then Balaramji says, "Sorry Krishna, I can't do anything." Goes back from there. So there's this point in Prabhupada he mentions towards the end. He said, by performing raga bhakti in loving transcendental service, one can even control the supreme powerful Lord. So Yashoda Mata's devotional service was so great. Krishna Balaram, they used to be like a dancing dolls in her hand. Right? Whenever they used to play, they doesn't want to come like kids. When they want to play, they are playing with the friends. They don't want to come in, right? So Krishna Balaram, along with the friends, when they used to play, it was very difficult for them to bring for lunch. So initially, Mother Rohini used to go and call. They used to say, yes, we'll come. But they'll keep playing. And then when, it was really late afternoon, Nanda Maharaj is, waiting for lunch. Yashoda Mata used to go and said, "Krishna, Balaram, come back now." And Krishna and Balaram used to, turn around and go towards Mother Yashoda. But then the friends used to say, "Hey, Krishna Balaram, our game is at peak. If you leave today, we'll not take you in our game tomorrow." So again you turn. So they were in kind of middle, what to do. But as soon as and then Mother Yashoda used to see this, but she was, of course, she was knowing how to get this kid. So what she used to do, she used to just see somewhere behind, and she used to say, "Our beloved has come, our beloved has come," and she used to run. And then Krishna Balaram, they used to feel that some demon has come, and they used to run behind Mother Yashoda. So that was the love and devotion of Yashoda Mata, which used to control Krishna and Balaram. Every day they used to go to forest for raising cow. Bhagavatam mentions so beautifully. Baraha pidam natavarapu karnayo karnikaram बिभ्रद्वासं कनककपिशं वैजयन्तीं च मालां रन्ध्रां वेणुरधरसुधयो आपुर्यान् गोपवृन्दे वृन्दारण्यं स्वपदरमणं प्रविशद्गीतकीर्तिः. So this is the description of how Krishna and Balaram are going to herd the cows every morning, wearing a peacock feather upon his head, blue karnikara flower in his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold. Is Krishna's description. And there is a nice garland of Vaijayanti flowers. And while entering the forest along with the friends, with Balaram on the side, flute in a hand, Krishna blows nectar into the flute, and the whole forest and the friends, they are enchanted. That's how they used to enter the forest. Once in there, the calves and cows, they used to go around seeking, grass, and the kids used to play, and what they played. So many games. It is one of the Maharajas, they were saying that no game in the world is there is no game in the world which is not played or invented by Krishna. All baseball, cricket, and everything they had played. So say that they used to take this hard fruit and they used to throw in the air, and the game was when Krishna throws it, Balaram should take another fruit and hit that fruit in the air. If he hits it, he'll be winning. Otherwise, he'll lose. And then they'll do wrestling. We know that pastime of Pralambasur, right? And whoever team is defeated, they have to carry the other team on the back. And then they used to play, hide and seek, and all the games actually, you name it, and they used to play. And after playing, so one day when they were playing all this, just before, when they were entering in the forest, it is said that the trees used to be bowing down, like they were kind of with the laden fruits. So Krishna used to tell, "Oh Balaram, all of these trees, they are offering obeisances to you. They are putting their head down because you are a source of all strength." So like this, Krishna used to glorify Balaram. And then the cowherd boys, after playing, they used to massage Krishna Balaram's feet. They used to fan them, with banana leaves, other flower leaves. So one day, what happened that they saw some peacocks dancing. So, so Krishna became, little excited, So he jumped, he started playing flute, and he started dancing. And then Balaramji became excited. He started, dancing along with Krishna. And then initially the peacocks were dancing, but seeing Krishna Balaram dance, they all everybody made a circle along with the cowherd boys, and Krishna and Balaram, they started dancing. They dancing so much, and everybody, nobody was getting tired, and the dance was just, it was reaching to the new and new heights. And everybody was so happy, and meanwhile, Krishna is, nicely playing his flute, and the cowherd boys, they are making some sounds to match the rhythm. It's such a beautiful dance, and after that dance, the peacocks, they became so happy that, "Oh Lord, you danced with us and for us." They went and offered their peacock feather, and Krishna took it and put it in his cap. "Okay, fine, he'll do that." So these are very mesmerizing pastimes of Lord Krishna and Balaram that they perform when they were in Vrindavan. It is said that Balaramji always, of course there are so many pastimes of Krishna, but since Balaram Jayanti is after 2 days, we'll see Balaramji's pastime. So when Balaramji was always in the mood to protect Krishna as a child, as a big brother, sorry. So it is said that sometimes he used to wear Krishna's garments, he used to take Krishna's form, and he used to roam around, so that if some demons come, they come and attack him instead of Krishna. That was Balaramji's mood. Also, he was very Balaramji was knowing actually Krishna's supremacy, At the same time, he used to enhance the pastimes. So when Kaliya Leela happened, subduing Kaliya, that day Balramji had not got with Krishna, initially. So Acharya has explained that Balramji was knowing today this Kaliya is going to do this mischief, so he felt this serpent, I am original Ananta Shesh, he comes in my lineage, but he is going to trouble Krishna, so ashamed of him, hell with him kind of thing. But then later when Krishna was in the water and all the Vrindavan Vasis, they come there, Yashoda Mata and Nanda Maharaj, they are about to enter, Yamuna, they said, we can't leave, we cannot see Krishna, in the coils of Kaliya. So Balramji was the only one who was pacifying and saying, don't worry, nothing will happen, just be there. And then, of course, we know how Krishna so beautifully danced on the hoods of Kaliya and gave pleasure to all the Brajavasis. So like this, Balaramji always was in a mood of, he said, Dauji, his big brother. He said that when Krishna lifted Govardhan, Srimati Radharani and all the gopis, they came. So when Srimati Radharani was looking at Krishna, Krishna's hand was like, kind of little bit shaking, was losing control. And then all the coward boys, they put their sticks, but of course nothing. So then Balramji was wondering, hey, what's happening? So he looked at Krishna, then he saw, where is Singh? He looked, oh, there is Radharani, oh, there is Krishna, okay. So he goes and he stands in middle, and then immediately Krishna, okay, So he became again, still. So like this, Balramji performed so many pastimes and always in the mood of service. So all these pastimes, when we hear, what happens? They act like a medicine and they cure our disease of material existence. So we'll end with one beautiful prayer from Padyavali. It describes Krishna's beautiful form, Amshalambita kundaladharam mandonnattabhrulatam kinchit kunchita komaladharaputam sachi prasheraksharam alolanguli pallavairamuralikam apuryayantam muda मूले कल्पतरोस्त्रिभङ्गललितं ध्याये जगन्मोहनम्. So the devotee is explaining, he whose splendid earrings hang on the shoulders, whose eyebrows are slightly arched, whose soft lips are somewhat puckered for playing the flute, kind of became like, while playing flute, how they have to, whose large eyes are shooting crooked glances, whose leaf-like fingers are moving swiftly on the flute, who is blissfully standing in a charming threefold bending posture under a kalpa vriksha. This is Jagat Mohan Sri Krishna Chandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who attracts all the words, should always be remembered. So, one easy way to remember Lord and His pastimes is Vaishnava songs, like we sing, Yeshomati Nandana, or we sing like, in Vrindavan they sing at morning, like, Vibhavari Shesha, Aloka Pravesha. So many pastimes in a nutshell, like it's, like they have, right? When there is any, say, vitamin deficiency, they give that capsule 5000 mg, right? So these Vaishnava songs are like that, 5000, 10,000 mg pastime, one shot, take it. So as the festivals are coming, and even in our day-to-day life, when we sing these Vaishnava songs, that makes the remembrance of Lord very easy. And by just doing this, by simply chanting and hearing of the transcendental name form like this of the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we all will be able to achieve the cessation of unlimited miserable conditions. And this is the gift Srila Prabhupada has given to us. So with this would like to stop. So we saw how chanting and hearing is the only solution, and it had been again and again emphasized. But the only condition, it should be done in association, in parampara, from the right source. And then we saw different pastimes of Krishna and Balaram. Any questions or comments? Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, नंदनंदन मोरमुख, नंदनंदन श्याम सुंदर मोरमुकुट बंसी वाले की जय, जय श्री राधे श्याम।